So we continue with the heat transfer, and we are on the part effect of temperature on molecular motion. So we had learned about the effect of the temperature on case of the change in temperature, change in state, and change in size. Now we see on the molecular motion. We have read that molecules of each substance possess kinetic energy by virtue of their continuous motion. When the motion becomes less rapid, the temperature decreases, or if the temperature decreases, the molecular speed decreases. So it's seen that if the temperature is going to increase, the molecular motion is going to increase. If the temperature is going to decrease, the molecular motion is going to decrease. At high temperature, the molecules are very much agitated. At high temperature, they are like moving very fast, agitated. This suggests that as a limit, when the temperature will become zero, the molecular motion ceases. So that means that if on increasing the temperature, if it keeps on having an agitated motion, so जब हम लोग टेम्परेचर कम करते जाएंगे और टेम्परेचर जब भी जीरो हो जाएगा, तो ऑटोमेटिकली देयर शुड बी अ कंप्लीट सीजर. दैट मीन्स there should not be any motion present in the body. The temperature at which molecular motion completely ceases is known as absolute zero on the Kelvin scale. So 0 Kelvin, which is actually equal to minus 273 degrees Celsius. It is 0 Kelvin, which is equals to minus 273 degrees Celsius, is called as absolute zero. So absolute zero is the value of the temperature where all the molecular motion of a body are going to get freezed, okay, seized. Okay, the seizure of the complete molecular motion will take place at absolute zero, which is 0 Kelvin, which is at minus 273 degrees Celsius. Temperature lower than absolute zero is not possible. We cannot have any temperature less than 0 Kelvin. Now, change of liquid into vapor state. A liquid changes into vapor in two ways: by evaporation at all temperatures and by boiling at a fixed temperature. So we understood that liquid to gas is going to take place by two methods. One method is boiling, which is going to take place at a fixed temperature, that is वाटर के लिए 100 डिग्री सेल्सियस हुआ और वो बॉयल होगा एंड इट गेट्स कन्वर्टेड फ्रॉम लिक्विड टू गैस. Alternatively, at all temperatures, even minus 10 डिग्री सेल्सियस या 10 डिग्री सेल्सियस या 5 डिग्री सेल्सियस या 30 डिग्री सेल्सियस, हर एक टेम्परेचर के ऊपर पॉसिबल है दैट द वाटर विल गेट कन्वर्टेड इनटू वेपर्स, or any solid get vapor, any liquid get converted into vapors. This particular process, which is going to take place at all temperatures, is called as evaporation. So let's see what is evaporation, and let's understand the basic principle of evaporation. The change of liquid into its vapor at all temperatures from its surface is called evaporation. So mainly the important thing over here is that firstly it is at all temperatures. Second keyword over here was surface. This can easily be known by you that suppose you take a sponge, okay? You take a sponge, wet it completely, right? And keep it for drying. What will happen? After some time, you will find that the upper part became dry, but when you press it, it is still wet inside. So what has happened? The drying process had taken place only from the surface and not from inner thing. So evaporation is of course a surface phenomenon. Okay? Evaporation is a surface phenomenon. It takes place only on the surface of the liquid. If you place a drop of ether on your palm, you will notice that the ether disappears within a few seconds and the palm feels cold. The process causing this phenomena is known as evaporation. This is essentially a surface phenomena and takes place at all temperatures. The process of evaporation can be understood in the terms of molecular motion. Ether is something which is like okay, your nail polish remover, okay, that is also one of the ethers. So that particular thing is a volatile substance. So as soon as you put it on your finger or your hand, you will find that it will immediately evaporates and you will feel a cooling sensation present in your palm. Okay, so evaporation took place and caused cooling on the surface. Okay, that is one of the principles, that evaporation causes cooling. We'll understand this in this model. Explanation of evaporation on the basis of molecular motions. It is difficult to break a solid into its small pieces, but a liquid can easily break up into small drops. We conclude, therefore, that the mutual force of attraction between the liquid molecules is much less than that in case of a solid. It's a very simple thing. If you take a solid, like I take this duster, I drop it. Did it break into pieces? No. But suppose I take a glass of water and I pour it. What will happen? The water is going to spread everywhere. Okay, drops here, drops here, drops here, drops here, and some puddle over here. तो उसका मतलब क्या हुआ? That the force of attraction between the molecules of the liquid is less than the force of attraction between the solids, and that is why it is getting segregated out or separated out. So the attractive force between the liquid molecules is not strong enough to keep them in fixed positions. Therefore, a liquid molecule can move throughout the liquid. Liquids, basically, they have got a very less force of attraction between them. That's the reason the liquid molecule can move around in the liquid comfortably without any problems. The molecules of liquid on an average have a larger speed than the molecules of the solid. The relative distance between the liquid molecules and the direction of their motion is found to be totally irregular. When the molecule, while in motion, reaches the surface of the liquid, it is pulled inside by the cohesive force of the surrounding molecules of the liquid, as there are no molecules on the other side of the surface. Thus, molecules are not allowed to leave the surface, and therefore liquid has a definite volume. Okay, let's understand this thing. This is a container filled up to this point. The molecules can move. So these are molecules. The molecules are going to move around anywhere inside over here without any problems. When a molecule reaches over here, at that time, this molecule is going to be attracted by the molecules which are there. The cohesive force will be there between the different molecules present around it, and that's why this molecule is not allowed to go outside, and it retains here, and then they are traveling inside again. So that means that the molecules of the liquid are holding them together such that they are not allowing it to escape out completely, and that's the reason the liquid has got a fixed volume. अगर ये गैस होता तो क्या होता? भाग जाता वो. But liquid is going to have a fixed volume just because the cohesive force of the molecules present in the liquid are going to not allow that molecule to escape out. So you can see, on the other hand, in the gas, the molecules are very much farther apart, and those on the of a solid or liquid, there is a very small or negligible force of attraction between the gas molecules, and therefore the molecules are free to move about over the entire available space. That is why a gas has neither a fixed shape nor a fixed volume. So गैस में क्या होता है? अगर ये होता तो भाग जाता आगे, ऊपर जाता, ये रूम में, पूरे रूम में fill up हो जाता. So do you know that gases are going to occupy whatever space available to them. So that's why gases do not have a specific volume, neither they have got a specific space, shape. In a liquid, now what happens in a liquid further is, in a liquid, molecules while in motion collide with each other. Some molecules which gain energy reach to the surface of the liquid, while others which lose energy remain inside the liquid. Thus, the molecule on the surface of the liquid has higher kinetic energy than those inside the liquid. So here we see that these molecules are going to move around, and while moving around, they are going to collide with each other. वो एक दूसरे के साथ तो ठोकर मारते रहेंगे, और जैसे वो टकराते जाएंगे तो they, due to that particular motion, they will be having kinetic energy. The one which is going to have more kinetic energy will go upwards. The one which has got less kinetic energy will go downwards. So the one which are there above will have more kinetic energy. The one which are below will have less kinetic energy. Hence, what happens is, During evaporation, the molecules on the surface which has sufficient kinetic energy to do work against the force of attraction on them due to their molecules inside the liquid escape out from the surface into space. So this is the point wherein this particular molecule, because it has got more kinetic energy, और अगर वो काइनेटिक एनर्जी जो उसके पास है वो इस कोहेसिव फोर्स से ज्यादा है. See, people are trying to pull you down, but if you are more stronger, what will happen? You will kick them and pull yourself upwards. That is precisely happening to this molecule. This molecule has got more kinetic energy than the cohesive force which are acting on the molecules to pull it downwards. So when the force, that is the kinetic energy present inside this molecule, is greater than the cohesive force, than the force of attraction from the molecules, then this molecule can escape out. So which is nothing but evaporation. So that's what we say, that during evaporation, the molecules of the surface which have sufficient kinetic energy to do work against the force of attraction on them due to other molecules inside the liquid escape out from surface into space. These escaping molecules form the vapors of the liquid. The process continues till all the liquid evaporates. The rate of evaporation depends on the temperature of liquid, wind, surface area, and the presence of humidity. Okay, now of course the factors we are learning this thing, but there is also something which is missing over here, which I can just enhance over here, is that it will so happen that sometimes this particular molecule is going to absorb energy from molecules over here and gain more kinetic energy and escape out. Accordingly, what will happen? The heat energy present in these molecules will decrease, and that's the reason evaporation causes cooling. Now this is what exactly happens when a pot, you will always find that in summer season, normal also, not only summer season, the earthen pot के अंदर पानी जो रहता है वो बाहर पानी जार जो पानी रहता है उससे ठंडा होता है. Okay, the earthen pot का पानी is cooler. Why? Because earthen pot has got porosity, just जहाँ पे water molecules है, वो water molecules evaporate होंगे due to the heat outside, and वो evaporate होंगे तो evaporation के time पे अंदर का heat लेके बाहर निकलेंगे. See, this particular molecule has got more kinetic energy. That kinetic energy was part of the heat of this particular liquid. So when this escapes out, it takes away with it the energy which was present inside this particular liquid. Hence what happens? The kinetic energy of the liquid decreases, so the temperature decreases. That's the reason the evaporation causes cooling of the surface. And that's precisely what happened when you put ether on the क्या हुआ? यहाँ पे we feel cool. Why we feel cool? Because evaporation जैसा हुआ वैसे उसने क्या किया? Heat अंदर से absorb किया. Absorb करके उसने गायब हुआ, तो automatically it caused cooling. So let's see the different factors affecting the rate of evaporation. First is effect of temperature on the rate of evaporation. Quite obvious. More the temperature, more will be the kinetic energy, so more will be the rate of evaporation. Yes, the rate of evaporation increases with the increase in temperature of the liquid. The reason is that energy of the molecule increases with the increase in the temperature. So more and more molecules come to the surface of the liquid, hence the rate of evaporation will increase with the increase in the temperature. Second, effect of blowing air on the rate of evaporation. So if you blow air, many people, when you want to drink something which is very hot, what do? फूक मारते हैं उसके ऊपर, थोड़ा फूक मारेंगे उसके बाद पिएंगे. What does that do? When you blow that thing, automatically heat is getting reduced. So that's why you are cooling it. So when air is blown above the surface of the liquid, the rate of evaporation increases. The reason is that blowing air takes away with it the molecules of the liquid escaping out of its surface. To take their place, other molecules come to the surface of the liquid, hence the evaporation is faster. So if air is blown, the evaporation is faster. Effect of increase in the area of the rate of area on the rate of evaporation. On increasing the area of surface exposed to the air, the rate of evaporation increases. The reason being the increase in the surface area, number of molecules escaping out from the surface increases. Very simple. If I got, suppose I got this handkerchief and this handkerchief is folded like this, और ये गीला है, अगर मैं ऐसे ही रखूंगा तो only this much area is coming in contact, so evaporation is low. But if I open it up, when I open it up, automatically the area is increased. With the increase in the area, automatically there will be increase in the rate of evaporation. Fourth point, effect of presence of humidity. In presence of humidity, the rate of evaporation becomes slow because vapors molecules do not find space to escape. See, if outside temperature जो है, outside का temperature humidity ज़्यादा है, यानी already outside में बहुत सारा vapors है, तो यहाँ से vapors जाने के लिए जगह नहीं रहती है. So that's the reason if humidity is higher, then the rate of evaporation is decreasing. This is the only factor which is inversely related. See, more the temperature, more the evaporation. More the air, more the evaporation. More the surface area, more the evaporation. But more the humidity, lesser the evaporation. Okay, so that is the only thing which is going to be inversely related. Now, yes, what did I told you earlier is coming up now, that cooling produced during evaporation. When liquid evaporates, it produces cooling in its surrounding. Reason? In the process of evaporation, a liquid changes to vapor, and for this purpose, some heat is needed. If there is no external heat, supply of heat, the liquid, that for example ether, will draw necessary heat from its surrounding, for example the palm of your hand, and therefore its palm gets cooled. So that's what I told you, exactly what I told you about even the pot. So pot के अंदर हम लोग heat तो नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो उसको heat कहाँ से मिलेगा? From the water inside the pot. So that's why it is going to cause a cooling sensation when evaporation takes place. This also is what happens in our body. Whenever we are feeling very hot, we start to perspire. When we perspire, the perspiration, when it evaporates, automatically we feel cooler. इसलिए जब perspiration हो रहा है, तभी अगर हम लोग पंखे के नीचे खड़े रहेंगे, तो we will feel it much cooler, because when the perspiration evaporates, we start feeling cooler and cooler. So that was about evaporation. Now we see that what is the different from boiling. The change of the liquid state to the gaseous state or vapor state on heating at a constant temperature. So here it is the main important part. Evaporation, all temperatures, whereas boiling at a constant temperature is called boiling. The temperature at which the liquid changes into vapor without further increase in the temperature is called as boiling point of the liquid. So at the temperature, the fixed temperature at which the vaporization takes place or boiling takes place, or change of state takes place from liquid to gas, is called as boiling point. The boiling of a liquid can be demonstrated by the following activity. So this is what they have done. So they have taken a beaker, the beaker is filled with water, they put a thermometer into it, and then they started heating it from below. जब उसको heat करने लगेंगे तो temperature rises up, and then when it reaches 100, it just remains at 100, and you can see the vapors coming out from the liquid. So it is till the time there is even some small quantity of water present in the beaker, the temperature shown by the thermometer will only be 100. It will not increase than 100. So that's why boiling is going to take place at a fixed temperature of 100 degrees Celsius in case of water. So activity 1, take a beaker, pour some water in the beaker, place a beaker on a wire gauge placed over the tripod stand, clamp a thermometer in a vertical stand and insert it in the beaker as shown in the figure 6.2. Heat beaker over the flame with a burner and record the temperature of the water after every minute. You will notice that the temperature of the water rises continuously till the water starts boiling at 100 degrees Celsius. Once the water starts boiling, its temperature does not rise any further, although the heat is still being supplied. Now the bubbles formed throughout the water are seen. At this temperature, water begins to boil and changes to steam. Thus, the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. So let's see the understanding or explanation of boiling by molecular motion. When a certain liquid is heated, there is a rapid formation of the vapors from all parts of the liquid as indicated in visible bubbles. Heating of the liquid increases the average kinetic energy of the liquid molecules when the molecules acquire sufficient kinetic energy to do work against the force of attraction of other molecules. These molecules now start leaving the liquid not only at the surface but also near the walls of the containing liquid. This is shown by the presence of bubbles on the walls of the vessel. The bubbles grow in size with further evaporation and move on to the surface in quick successions. This causes agitation in the whole of the liquid, and this is called boiling. When the boiling starts, the temperature of the liquid does not increase any further. This temperature is known as the boiling point of the liquid. So very easily understood that when you start boiling a substance, when you start heating a substance, you will find there will be bubbles generated inside it. The bubbles are nothing but the gaseous formation, and it is going to be formed throughout the liquid. तो पहले नीचे रहेगा, sides पे रहेगा, ऊपर रहेगा, and धीरे 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 वो bubbles का size increase होता जाएगा, and then it is going to go up and it is going to form into, that boiling process is going to take place. So this boiling process which is going to take place is throughout the liquid, and that's why we say boiling is going to be a rapid process because it is taking place throughout the liquid. So and at this particular point when the boiling starts, at that time there is no change in the temperature. Whatever is the change is there is going to be just in the increase in the kinetic energy, so increase in the potential energy, or we can say the energy required to break the bonds of the liquid molecules. Now let's see what will be the effect of pressure on boiling. The boiling point of a liquid increases with the increase in the pressure and decreases with the decrease in pressure. The reason is that at the boiling point, the pressure exerted by the vapors of the liquid is equal to the atmospheric pressure. Thus, the boiling point of the liquid depends on the surrounding atmospheric pressure. Boiling point is going to increase if the pressure increases. Boiling point is going to decrease if the pressure decreases. This is because boiling point is dependent on the pressure outside it. If outside pressure is atmospheric pressure, then it happens at 100 degrees Celsius. If atmospheric pressure के बदले if the outside temperature over here, if outside pressure over here is more, then it will boil at less than 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, if the pressure is more, then the temperature will automatically increase. Whereas if the pressure is less, then the temperature will automatically decrease. So that's why it is seen that if the pressure outside is low, like means in a hilly area, in the hilly region where the atmospheric pressure is low, the water will boil at not 100 degrees but maybe at something like 70 degrees. Okay, and that's why we use pressure cooker in those areas for cooking the food, because at 70 degrees, if the water boils, it will not be able to cook the food properly at 70 degrees. Okay, the food will need to be cooked at a temperature higher than 70 degrees. That's why you use a pressure cooker. Or when the pressure cooker में क्या होगा, pressure increase होगा, तो boiling point increase होगा. So 100 के बजाय 110, 120 degrees जाएगा अंदर. 110, 120 degree अंदर जाएगा तो automatically क्या होगा? That particular food will get cooked faster. So that's why we see that the effect of pressure on the boiling point will be increase in pressure, increase in boiling point. Decrease in pressure, decrease in boiling point. So when the boiling point of the liquid depends on the surrounding atmospheric pressure. With the increasing atmospheric pressure, boiling point of the liquid increases to the increase of the vapor pressure and make it equal to the atmospheric pressure. And with the decrease in the atmospheric pressure, it decreases. This is why at mountains, where the atmospheric pressure is low, water boils at temperature below 100 degrees Celsius and becomes difficult to cook the vegetables. On the other hand, if the pressure cooker, by keeping the water vapor inside it, the surrounding pressure is increased, then water inside it boils at a temperature nearly 125 degrees Celsius, so the vegetables get readily cooked inside it. So that's what we see, that if the pressure increases, then the boiling point increases. Accordingly, it will be easy to cook the food. That's why what is happening in the pressure cooker is जो vapors जो बाहर निकल रहे हैं वो बाहर निकलने नहीं देते हैं, तो अंदर ही अंदर pressure develop होगा, so that the vapors inside that particular cooker is going to apply pressure inside, and वो pressure apply होने के कारण temperature inside the boiling point of the water inside is going to become 120, 125 degrees, so the food will get cooked easily and properly. Okay. Do you know 1 kg of water at 100 degrees Celsius absorbs 2.26 into 10 raised to 6 joule or 5.4 into 10 raised to 5 calorie of heat to convert into steam at 100 degrees Celsius. So this is just a thing that if you want to convert 1 kg of water into steam, then you are going to require 2.26 into 10 raised to 6 joule of heat energy or 5.4 into 10 raised to 5 calories of heat energy. So let's see what is the difference between the evaporation and boiling. In both processes, evaporation and boiling, the liquid changes its state into vapors or gaseous state, but they differ in the following respects. Evaporation takes place at all temperatures, while boiling takes place at a fixed temperature called the boiling point of the liquid. So evaporation takes place at all temperature, whereas boiling point पे ही boiling होगा. Evaporation occurs only from the surface of the liquid. Yes, it takes place only on the surface of the liquid. That is, on the surface phenomenon, it's a surface phenomena, while boiling takes place throughout the mass of the liquid at a same instance. Okay, at the same instant, it is going to be from all sides. In evaporation, some molecules near the surface of the liquid acquire sufficient energy by collision with other molecules to overcome the attractive force of other molecules. So in case of evaporation, what is going to happen? The molecules are going to achieve, some of the molecules on the surface are going to get some more kinetic energy than the others over here. Thus, absorbing heat from the surrounding, they escape out into space. On the other hand, in boiling at a fixed temperature, the average kinetic energy of the liquid molecules becomes sufficient to overcome the force of attraction of other molecules, and they start leaving the liquid throughout the mass of the liquid. As a result, bubbles are formed. These bubbles move to the surface and boiling of the liquid takes place. So that's the difference in the process. In case of evaporation, kinetic energy is going to be absorbed by one of the molecules, it rises up, and there it has got more energy than the others, and that's why it is able to escape out. Whereas in case of a boiling, the heat energy is going to be utilized to break the molecular attraction between the two, and due to this particular thing, there is going to be a continuous vapors are going to start leaving the surface, forming into bubbles, and it is going to form into the boiling of the surface, boiling of the liquid. In evaporation, heat is absorbed by the molecule at the surface of the liquid from its surrounding so as to change to vapor state, while in boiling, heat is supplied externally at a fixed temperature. So yeah, in case of evaporation, you don't need an external heat supplied to it, whereas in case of boiling, you have an external heat supplied to it. Finally, evaporation is a slow process while boiling is a rapid process. So evaporation is a slow process. It's going to take a long time for evaporation to take place. That's the reason in sometimes if you want to dry your clothes, you are going to take the whole day to just dry on small cloth. So that's why it is going to be a slow process. Whereas boiling, once it reaches the temperature, it will start boiling and it will form into vapor. So that is how the evaporation and boiling differ from each other. So that was about the first part of the chapter, that is related to the heat causing the change or effects of the heat on the body. The next part of the thing is that thermal expansion. So I think I'll better start it in the next video.